Right, it depends. It depends on where that funding is coming from, and whether or not he has to go through the historic commission. This is your courthouse. You can do anything you want to with your money. But if there are other public monies involved, and they are bringing it through, whether it's the Department of Construction Management, or whether it's Alabama Historic Commission, it makes it a little trickier. And so we just have to use good common sense. I'll give you another example. We did the facility at the foot of that Pettis Bridge for summer, the Interpretive Center. And we've done 3 phases there. And I remember working with the city, basically developer, and we were wanting to do an addition to the back of the Interpretive Center. The Alabama Historic Commission said, you can't do that. I said, why not? They said, the building was about to collapse. They said, well, there's that building. And I told the city, we need to take this building and gut it and leave the facade along that street and restore just the facade. And the Historic Commission said, no, you need to preserve the whole building. So I told the mayor, I said, Mayor, I've got a solution to this. He said, what's the solution? I said, just don't do anything with that building for another year. Your problems will be solved because that building will be laying on the ground. And it did. And so it took them out of the mix a little bit as a way to handle it. And now that's moving forward on the next phase. The congresswoman has been great, and so it's working out well. So there are a lot of different ways. Y'all know, y'all can deal with politics all the time, and I try to stay out of politics, just do my work for the agency that hires me. And anytime you have any questions about the structure, call me. Eddie knows how to get me, so come up, I'll be glad to. Commissioner Guy.
Well, Mr. Hill, you come back to the front because you're the finance man and the money man. I mean, you can sit where you are. I can turn this off. But financing is going to be an issue based on our budget now. We have Mr. Hammer. We do have some concerns out the front, around the windows. We'd like to see it painted and structures put back into place on this historic building. So we don't know the extent of the work to fix all of this. That's where you come in. And the question is, where will the funding come from to move some of this forward? Because based on our budget, we just scrap.
Well, we can look and see if you qualify for the historical building. I'm not guarantee you that, but we can look and see if we have, then the architect can see what it's going to cost to make sure you want to address these issues now before you let this go up and hurt. But right now, it's better getting in shape right there. And so I can check and see when I get cut off and check and see if we can look at a young lady that looks in the historical life. But that's not a guarantee. We just hope.
And it's kind of a priority, the things that we want to do. I don't know how we can get Mr. Hammond engaged, but I just go back and thank you for the work you did on this historic library. You made that awesome back in the day. You were the architect on that library down there.
That's a beautiful structure. You're gifted to have a building this in shape.
So same thing with this courthouse. And so one historic one.
I know one time y'all want to be in the process of building a new one.
Yeah, and to Mr. Marlowe, we're going to be looking at that. Looking at building a new structure, but we still want to maintain this
structure,
right. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
That's what you call them down for, I guess, to take a look at it.
Right.
Not knowing exactly what to do, but to get it in a position where it's going to be stable for years and years to come,
We'll let Mr. Hammer look at the structure, what it would be, and I will try my best to work with the young lady and see if there's a historical money out there for you.
Any other money? You talk about the representatives, the senator, congressman, anybody.
Well, what we can do is you just select an individual team to represent the county, to walk through this structure with you, and we'll start making a shopping list. And then, we'll look at things and say, maybe you should do this, should do that, it will cost you $10. And then we can start getting some parameters on the project, that's a good estimated, so that we can find out what money we get, what we have.
How much you're gonna need,
Barbara McLaurin with the historical side is taking great interest in this building up here. You get a team together, Chairman. I don't know, because we're going to look at a future smart building later. Commissioner Marlowe, I don't know if you're going to serve on that team or look at it or not, with them.
No,
you're going to chair the team.
That's what I'm referring to, yes.
One of my caveats is that if you get on that, you start messing with business and all that, it'll give you brain damage, just like me. Eddie has to tolerate us, so be ready.
We need to start somewhere, we need to start now, Chairman. I mean, we need to get together and start someplace.
Just contact us and Eddie can find me and
I'm trying him, give me an our process of what we do.
You gonna be in touch with the chairman?
Yeah, I'll be in touch with the chairman, okay?
Okay. Yes, okay.
All right, thank you.
good to see y'all. Take care.
Two items. Got two items that we need to put on the agenda for the next meeting. Okay. These two. These are items proposing, Mr. Chairman, will be on our next, meeting, regular meeting. The first, is the workforce development, through the state of Alabama. And it's a young adult work-based learning. And what it is, we're able to hire a young adult that's in the high school, and the state pays their salary. They can work up to 15 hours. There's no cost to the county, but it will encourage a young adult to give them work skills. And we're looking to hire one to work in the commissioner office and mainly to help us with our videography and our smart TV and Zoom meetings and things like that, where we can participate in state meetings. And also to assist Mr. Patrick with uploading our minutes and videos to our website. So it's just a minimum of 15 hours that the state of Alabama will pay for. All right? Maximum 15 hours. State pays for it. And I just want to put that on the agenda for the next meeting that we participate in this program.
That's 15 hours per week or?
Per week.
Per week, okay.
So 30 hours every period.
And it's paid by the state. And the handbook is in your folders. It explains all the ins and outs, rules, time, attendance policy, payment policy, payroll process, and everything like that. All right, the next item I would like to consider on the agenda for the next regular meeting is about 4 months ago, we were asked to form a committee to even consider building a new courthouse, justice center, because we do know our courthouse is old, and with our jail system, it's kind of like, it's functional, but it's dysfunctional, it's not connected, it's not, sheriff has told us several times it's not safe being that way. So we were called upon to start a committee, and this committee is not a committee where it's more like a think tank. It's a committee going to be composed of 6 individuals, just sit around a round table and just talk about the process, wherever it may be, like location. And the main thing is funding. You know, where would the funding come from and things like that. So it is a think tank. It may not happen today, tomorrow, but we have to lay a foundation for something that happened 10 years later. It'll be something that we can build off on. But we do have to bring it before the commission to start a committee with the Bullock County name on it. So I propose that it be on the agenda for the next regular meeting to form that committee. And I'll have the 6 individual names to sit on that committee. And with that being said, it'll be a committee, won't be any voting power, authoritative power, but just be a committee, not a board or authority.
Anything else? That's it. Chairman, anything?
Yeah. For our next meeting, Patrick, I'd like to place on the agenda, striping for County Road 52, Sugar Harris Road, and all that new thing. I would like that to be placed on the committee.
Okay,
And on the agenda for the next meeting, Ms. Scott's issue had been resolved. That's the piping in her yard, putting back into the condition it was prior to what was done. Let's place that on the agenda for our next meeting. I'd like to place on the agenda. Now, this is something, all the commissioners are here, so I'll just hold this until our next agenda session. But what I'm talking about, Chairman, is a consultant to look at how we're functioning in all our departments that we how we're financially strapped, and see if there's any ways to anything we can do. Now, this is not going to be on this agenda, but when the other commissioners are here, we discuss this and see if we want to bring a consultant in to give an overview of our engineering department, our main office, and everything else, to see if we can do bang for our buck. Because our primary responsibility, since we don't have any road work to do, and we don't do anything out there, is to manage the county's money in an effective way where we will have money to do these things. So if there's anything we can do to enhance our revenue resources and consolidate some things, or do some things, look at all the departments that we are over, and we're charged with financial responsibility, make sure we get the bang for our buck, the citizens are getting the bang for their buck, and what we're doing, we get a consultant in here, just so you know, when other commissioners come in, and we reach out and find someone, bring some recommendations to us, as to what we can possibly do to make things better. But that'll be on the next agenda setting item, coming up in the new year.
Yes, sir.
I brought something up to you last, I guess Wednesday when we met. And I passed this information out emailed it out to the commissioners. I'm asking this be placed on the agenda for today's meeting. The salary increase for the assistant engineers up to current level, close to the current level of the salary scale of DOT issues. And I distributed that information to you. I'll give it to you here again. Any questions I can answer them? So this is a part of that package I gave you there. The first sheet is the salary scale that's issued by the DOT. DOT pays 50% of the assistant engineer salary. See, that's their scale there in front of you. That's what everybody is hiring at. And this is the same scale. If you lose, we were to have to hire another assistant engineer, it's based off the same scale you have there in front of you. I'm proposing that salary be set at $68,000, that will take effect with the beginning of the next payroll period. I'm asking that be added to the agenda for today's meeting.
Chairman, you had a question, how much is the commissioner making now, the assistant engineer making now?
51,000.
And so you want to increase it to 68,000?
10,000, what was the increase?
17.
17? Why can't you take them $1,700 about pipes and stuff for these people?
Let me explain to you about engineering. The engineer, the state pays 7% of the head engineer's salary. The assistant, the state pays 50%. But they gotta prove it, you know what I'm saying? That's how that works. So if the commissioners approve this, we won't be paying the whole 68. The state will be paying 50/50 on that.
What if you disapprove it?
Well, you won't get that.
Okay then.
I'm just explaining how it works
Yeah.
and everything. My question is, if this is pay scale with the state on engineers, the road crew guys can go by the same guideline with the state, couldn't they just?
Sure.
If you were to adopt, if the commission were to adopt, and the commission could adopt whatever they wanted to as far as the salary scale goes, you know what I'm saying? That's up to the commission to adopt. I just know that this salary scale right there applies to the engineering, assistant engineers.
I've always said, with those guys, every employee should be in a classification. That's how the state operates. You got, with the state road crew guys, you got operator 1, operator 2, operator 3. And what we're doing now, we got guys that do operate heavy equipment, but don't get heavy equipment paid.
What are you talking about?
And that's not fair to those guys. And I know some things come in, some employees been here a long time, they just got grandfathered in some stuff, and it's hard to change some of that, but we got to come up with some type. We talked about these. If you go by the state for the engineer, you go by the state for the employees. That's every employee, clerks and all.
Right.
Because we just give them in some cases, we just give them raises to who we like. Instead of if they earn it, But that's something y'all, we got to discuss and work on. Yes, sir, you got a question?
Chairman, in the interest of time, Commissioner, I'm not gonna make a motion, and I'm not gonna second a motion, so this is dead for today. you can, request it be placed on our next agenda. But I'm not gonna second a motion for this today, and I'm not gonna make one, so we can't take any action, because it'll take a motion in a second. And so I'm not gonna be in favor of this today, but I will add, if a raise is gonna be considered for the assistant engineer, what we've been paying, these consulting engineers to inspect these roads, once he do an inspection, all the paving we got going, and he inspect the next project we got, I might consider a raise at that time, but I can't consider a raise if we paying consulting engineers to come out and inspect. Like on 52, you got a guy there inspecting that road. The assistant engineer can inspect, I don't know what it was, to do these roads, $30,000, so we're paying out. Let our engineering department take care of these inspections, make sure these roads are done, and then I can see a raise. But, I mean, this is dead on the day for talking about this, I tell you.
Well,
We'll place it on the
the
agenda.
agenda is for the next.
No, he wanted to place this
I
on
don't know,
the day.
I mean, but
But it can place it for the agenda, but it'll be discussed.
It won't be placed on, because I'm not gonna second or make a motion, it can't be placed on the day. Not today.
I think you already had that.
I thought that was your good, we adjusted the date, we put it on the agenda for the
That's what he is, that's what he was asking, but I see it's not going, it can't happen, but I guess I vote one way or the other.
Sean,
Yes, sir.
I think it ought to be dead on the route until you place the, employee along on the pay scale with that, right? They raise it also. Them guys down there, they the one out there doing the hard work. They'll do a better job if you treat them right. I think you need to put them on the pay scale as well as talking about bringing this, assistant engineer who ain't been here 2 years, I don't think.
But they gotta make that decision, how they wanna do it, I can recommend, and I don't have a vote that's enough for time, but I'm with you. If we can go by the state for the engineer on this pay scale, we should do all the employees, not just the road crew, across the board.
Thank you.
With all the employees, clerks and all of that, And, back to the consultant that we hired, commissioners. When you hire that consultant to look over that project when they pay, if it ain't done right, that consultant job, they say it ain't right, tear it up and bring some more asphalt. If it's too cold, ain't hot enough, and that's what the consultant's supposed to do.
That's what we need our own engineers doing, nobody else hiring somebody else to do it, they don't have the interest in Bullock County that we ought to have.
That's certainly your consultant, they go, if that asphalt get in and it ain't hot enough, a certain temperature, you go send that truck back, or tear that spot up and redo it again, that's what those consultants supposed to do.
Well, isn't our engineer qualified to do that? Isn't this engineer qualified to do that? Go out and make a decision on whether what they done is right or wrong, or
He's
is it
supposed to, he's supposed to.
Okay, well, you
You
paying
know what I'm
them.
saying, so.
You paying them, and like I said, the Great Hope Road out there, it looks like one of the worst roads that been did. I know it was in bad shape before then, but you can't just throw someone and say, well, there's the road. 5 years later, you got the same problem, and won't get did till we dead and gone.
Like I said, but it's up to these commissioners. Jason worked for the commissioners. You're the system, if we was in the district system, that engineer still have to put those plans together for those roads. And he still worked for the commissioners. Either way you go. So it's on the commissioners to get Jason to do what's right, or if he's not satisfying the commission, they have obligation to let him go or put him.
Next meeting, so sure.
But anyway, go ahead with your.
okay, if that be the case, I'd like to request it being on there today. I'd like to request it being on there 2 weeks. And I mean, if it's put forward, and the agenda's not, come to the meeting, the agenda's not amended, fine, it'll be on there for 2 weeks away from now.
So, in lieu of today's meeting, you want to put it on the December 13th agenda, along with the road striping and all that, okay?
Okay, right here. On County Road 52 from Showers, they gonna do anything about it?
The county is gonna fix those. That's not part of the contractor's contract. The county is gonna fix those and do that. And the contractor, he puts those signs up. The contractors also they'll come back out and get those signs up too. That's their job. On Sugar Harris Road, and County Road 52, the county is, gonna do the shoulder work.
So, you say you good, you add anything? But just, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go into our regular county commission meeting now. If that's any of
At 10
anything.
o'clock, there was a 5-minute break. We
Okay.
break at 9, we're supposed to go 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
We go in at 10.
Okay.
So we can't start before 10. 10 o'clock.
Okay, you wanna break?
I mean, we can go in 5 minutes, 10 o'clock, when we got scheduled. to
Okay,
go in.
all right, well,
We can go in